Hey, you, welcome back. We are in the final three races of today, this evening. All of them are going to be at Del Mar. The um, next race is the Del Mar Oaks, and let me go there now. We've got about 20 minutes left to go for this race. This is the Del Mar Oaks. Like I said, it's a $300,000 race. This is the ninth race coming up. It's going about a mile and an eighth on the turf, and there are 10 starters in this race. And I'll go through them real quick, who they are. One is Victorious Dream, going off at 21 to 1 with JJ Hernandez. Um, Two is Looking at Diamond at 36 to 1 with Julian Laperoux. The three is Tam Tam at 2 to 1 with Junior Alvarado. The four is Green Carrera, Carrera, Carrera at 9 to 2 with Umberto Rispoli. The five is defined at 50 to 1 with Kazushi Kimura. The six is Inbox at 13 to 1 with Hector Barros. The seven is Peanut Butter Bombay at 20 to 1 with Antonio Frizu. The eight, Wild Like the West, is 44 to 1 with Armando Ayasu or Ayuso. Um, the nine is Kensington Lane at 9 to 5. That's the favorite with Joel Rosario. And the 10 is Raiding Party at 7 to 1 with Ben Curtis. So that's the lineup. There have been no scratches in the race. Um, and let's see what I can find out more about this race. This is and then we'll figure out who won the race last year. Let's see. Del Mar Oaks. So the Del Mar Oaks is one of the West Coast premier stake races for 3-year-old fillies. It's the 70th edition. What's going on? Well, misprint. How would you? It's like, oh, my child, I tell you. Anyway, it's a grade one stake race. Um, like I said, the purse is $300,000. Uh, and just like the Alabama that we discussed earlier, the Keelan Sales is the presenting sponsor of this race. Um, One of the horses to know is Kensington Lane, who is currently on the 9 horse. Because she's part of the international turf story that's been going around all summer. Um, she's also a familiar name from Saratoga because she won the Grade 1 Belmont Oaks earlier this summer. So the question is, can she also win at Del Mar? And they're you on two different sides of the country, and this is going to be interesting to see. Now, this race is not listed as part of the Win and You're In It Breeders' Cup Challenge. Uh, Trying to figure out anything else. That's all I got. Let's see who was in it last year. Who were the contenders? Hmm. So last year we had Slick at 15 to 1. The jockey was Micro DeMuro. Take a Breath with Hector Barrows at 12 to 1. Velocity Ricardo Gonzalez at 15 to 1. Resolve Kent DeZomo at 20 to 1. Lush Lips Tyler Gaffleone at 3 to 1. Edge of Molly Antonio Frisu at 15 to 1. Will Then JJ Hernandez at 6 to 1. Ferenz Flavor Drayton Van Dyke at 15 to 1. Casual with Kazushi Kimura at 10 to 1. Thought Process with Umberto Rispoli at 8 to 5, who ended up being the favorite. And Miso Fancy with Armando Ayuso at 30 to 1. Now let's see. Let me see if I can find the okay, do it like this. Come here. See if I can find the race from last year. Let's see what we're working with here. Uh this one. Let me go. Okay. Okay, let me come over here. Got 14 minutes, so we're good.
They're off in the Del Mar Oaks, presented by Keeneland Sales. And Casalou is sent for early speed. Thought Process is close to on the outside. Striver on the far outside is going to go up and try to grab the front as they race onto that chute. Striver, the maiden, moving up on the outside of Casalou, and the two of them kick on, clear from Thought Process and Edge of Mally on the inside. After that, Velocity is in fifth, followed by Will Then running in.
Oops.
Sixth by 2.5, Lush Lips. Seventh
I'm
early
trying to
on,
get
and
it
she's
full
about 8
screen,
lengths
but
off
it's
the lead
not
moving into
working.
that
So
turn. They're
it is
followed
what
by
it
Slick on
is.
the inside. Resolve is next. Running third last early, leading Forense Flavor and Take a Breath through a 23.22 opening quarter mile. Onto the backstretch they go. And it is Castellou on top by a length and a half. Thought Process is sitting in second up the backstretch. Break of two back to Edge of Mally. Will then fourth on the outside. Then on the rail comes Velocity. Lush Lips in mid-pack here. She's 7 lengths behind. Right on her outside is Resolve, and then comes Slick and Forense Flavor to the outside. Then Take a Breath and Striver. The half was 46.98 seconds. Castellou takes them into the far turn with a 2.5 length lead on Thought Process. These two 1-2 into the turn from Will Then, who now takes third to the outside. Edge of Mally is up running in fourth. Lush Lips in behind Horses. She's still 6 lengths behind as they come to the top of the stretch, where Castellou will turn for home in front, and Thought Process makes her run on the outside. Lush Lips has a clear path to make her charge now. Down the center of the course. Toward the inside, Velocity is next. Thought Process in front. Velocity coming through on the inside. Lush Lips on the far outside is closing. Velocity going for the upset. Lush Lips, Thought Process, Velocity won it. Lush Lips was second, then Thought Process in a photo with Take a Breath.
So Velocity won last year. I have not heard anything more
They're
about.
off in the Del Mar Oaks,
Okay.
presented by Keeneland Sales.
Velocity. Um, and who did I say was on Velocity? Ricardo Gonzalez. They said it won by 72 to 1. Oh, so it paid $72 to win. Um, uh, Green Carrera. Oh, I lost my screen. Green Carrera. Well, Umberto is definitely um yes, as a matter of fact I do. Let me get my screen back up. Hang on a second. I don't know what the heck just happened, but for some reason, oh, it's there. There it is. Uh, Green Carrera. Can't beat Umberto. I'm gonna always pick Umberto for regardless, win, lose, or draw. I don't care. He's gonna always be my pick. He was my pick the last race and the last stake race that we just did, and he won that one. So let's see if he can do it again. Uh, but I am gonna look at the past performances just to see. And again, I am not a professional handicapper. I'm only doing this because I enjoy talking about the horse racing. Um, and this is fun for me. And it's only for fun. I'm doing this to kind of shed light onto the horse racing world and do a little bit of um, picking, guessing on my own. You live in Los Angeles? We're in the same area. I spent a lot of time going to, I haven't been to Santa Anita in a while though. Uh, Trying to think when was the last time I've been. Uh, wow, it's been a minute. So it would be a boat race. That's funny. Well, I have to figure out who else besides, because I'm so biased to Umberto until it's not even funny. You mention his name, that's it. I don't want to hear nothing else. But I try to at least come up with something else. So let me see, look and see. Let me look. Um, if I had to pick, and Rispoli wasn't in the race, and I had to pick, or pick what I think would come second. Um, I like the three, Tam Tam. I don't know why. I just, I like the three. Hmm. There are no scratches in this particular race, right? The favorite is the nine. And I understand why the nine is the favorite because she won Belmont, the Belmont Oaks. Um, but I mean, you could put the nine in there, but let's see. Mm, I mean, you can't leave. You can, but you can't leave them out. Uh, the three, the four. I guess you gotta do the nine. I can't do all horses in the race for sure. So, um, um, all right. I still have to figure it out. Am I single? No, I am not single. But thank you for asking. Ah, let's see. Okay, how much time do we have left for this race? We've got 5 minutes left for this race. Um, uh, Trying to see if there's anything else that I wanna. I don't see anything else. Nope, there's nothing else that I see that I want to pick in this race. So I'm gonna say in race 9 at Del Mar, the 3, the 4, and the 9. That's what I'm going with. Okay. All right. Now let's see. Oh God. Unbelievable. Um, we got 2 minutes to post. Actually, we're down to 1 minute. So I'm gonna go over here and see what the horses are doing so that we can begin to okay. Come on. Moving slow. Moving slow. Um okay, so they're heading over to the turf right now. I'm guessing they're going to have to do their circle dance before they figure out who's going into the gate first. So let's see. Only thing is, even though I like Rispoli, he's a favorite. He's the next favorite. So hopefully it doesn't come just to two favorites. That would be no fun unless they're neck and neck. Then it'd be fun. Then it'd be a real competition. But let's see. Okay, let's see where they are now. They are making their way to the gate. Okay. They're going into the gate now. They're in the gate. Let's see. Turn the sound on.
They're off in the Del Mar Oaks, presented by Keeneland Sales. Kensington Lane comes out well from that outside post and immediately establishes the early lead out of the chute. It will be Kensington Lane to lead them early with Tam Tam away running in second. And then comes Define to the outside. Break of another 2 lengths back to
Okay,
Victorious
right
Dream, who's
now
down
it
toward the rail just
is
ahead of Inbox. And then looking at Diamond.
9351.
Peanut Butter Bomb is next by 2, and then Raiding
Peanut
Party,
butter
Wild Like
bomb.
the West, and
Oh, it
Green
is bomb,
Carrera
not
is the
Bombay.
early trailer in the race to the clubhouse turn. Kensington Lane ran a 24.14 quarter and sets the pace here in the Del Mar Oaks with a 2-length lead. Tam Tam is second by 2. Defiant is third. Victorious Dream fourth. Inbox is 6 lengths off the lead in fifth. 2 lengths back to looking at Diamond and Peanut Butter Bomb. Then Raiding Party outside of Wild Like the West, and Green Carrera is the trailer 13 lengths off the lead through a 48.29 half mile. Up the backstretch, Kensington Lane and Joel Rosario leading the way 3/4 of a length over Tam Tam. Define is third to the outside. Victorious Dream saving every inch of ground into the turn with 3 lengths to make up. And then Inbox,
Still
followed by Looking
now
at
three
Diamond. Peanut Butter
nine
Bomb is
three
next.
five
Wild Like the
one.
West,
They
Raiding
haven't
Party,
really
and
picked
Green
up the
Carrera.
speed yet.
Around the far turn, Kensington Lane continues to lead the way. And Tam Tam has been second throughout. She's a half length behind. Then Victorious Dream in third, followed by Define. Inbox is right in behind them as they come to the top of the stretch of the Del Mar Oaks. And they still have to come and get Kensington Lane. But here's Tam Tam running up alongside. Looking at Diamond is finishing well behind them. And then comes Inbox and Green Carrera from the back of the pack. Tam Tam's got it. Tam
He
Tam and Junior
sure
Alvarado
did.
have won the Del Mar Oaks. Looking at Diamond
Wow.
was second. Then a
Oh
photo
my
between
goodness.
Kensington Lane and Green
I
Carrera.
think it came three something four. I don't know who to say, or 394, 324. What in the world happened? Yeah, it came 3-2. I had the three. I had 3, 4, and 9. Who came?
Number 3, Tam Tam was first. Number 2, Looking at Diamond was second. There's a photo for show. Hold all tickets. Final time 1:48.06.
It was either the 9 or the 4 because they both crossed the line at the same time. I had the two nowhere, and that two is 40-1. I'm gonna mute the sound. Who's on the two? Laperoux again. He's another. Yeah, he's another long shot or turf rider. Um, well, I wouldn't say it was a dog, but it did. He can't. I think he might have come third. Still think he came in the money. Let's see. Let's see who came third. Oh, it's not saying yet. Anyway, we're moving on to the next race, which is the Big Pacific Classic. I've already covered this a little bit earlier today, but right now, this is race 10 that's going to be coming up. For $1 million, it's going 1.25 miles on the dirt, and there are 11 starts in this race. Let's see, it's about 26 minutes. And I'm going to share some information about the race, and then I'm going to come back, and when the live odds come up, I will talk more about it. But right now, let's see, have they said who came third yet? Uh, the 9 beat the 4, so it came 3-2-9-4. So the 4 horse came fourth. But I just didn't have the 2. I had the one, I mean, the one, I had the 3 Tam Tam because I liked the 3. All right, so let's get a little bit of information about the Pacific Classic and see who won it last year. Okay, so the Pacific Classic is a grade 1. We knew that. Uh, Stake race. And it is Del Mar's richest and most prestigious race. This year is the 36th edition of the race. These are 3-year-olds and up. It's a Breeders' Cup Challenge win and you're in it race. Today's winner earns an automatic berth in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Um, King's Knight, Knight's Bridge is the favorite going into this with Junior Alvarado riding. Finger is from Japan, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one because I think he's the only Japanese horse in this race. Um, Almond Joy is a girl, and they're looking at her. If she wins, she would be the second female winner in the Pacific Classic. The first was Beholder in 2015. She was 20-1 on Kent Zomo. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Um, okay, let me see who was in. Uh, okay, let's see. I want to see who the lineup was from last year. Okay, so last year, oh, I did mention this. Okay, so that's why it looks familiar. I'm like, wait a minute. Have I talked about? I did talk about this earlier. So again, so and I showed the race for this one because it was Fierceness, Midnight Mammoth, Ultimate Gamble, Nisos, which was scratched, Indispensable, Journalism, Lure Him In, and Tarantino. Uh, I don't have any more to say about this. Let me go to the past performance and take a look. Um, see. Now, I have to go with Kent DeZomo as a first glance. He and the U Man or Umberto are the ones that are my picks regardless. I just pick them regardless because I love Kent and I love the U Man. But I want to look and see. As you know, I bet jockeys and not necessarily the horses, but I am going to look at the horses this time and see. Um, Hard to tell with the number three, which is Finger on Japan from Japan, but you cannot leave them out. I mean, you can, but you can't. I don't know much about it, but this horse doesn't look like he's lost a race, so I don't know. Here in the US, I don't know if it's going to be the same thing or not. This is a dirt race, so I'm not sure what kind of track they have in Japan. Not really sure, but I'll keep that in the back of my mind. Um, mm, let's see. Mm, the nine doesn't look too bad. Navajo warrior actually looks pretty good. Micah husbands. And the 11 doesn't look bad. I mean, so what I say 11, 9. I didn't mention another horse. I don't know. There are too many of them to really choose from because they all seem pretty decent. The hit show. In rehab. I mean, if I had to, I don't know. Maybe liking the one. Oh, ugh, too many to choose from. And the 11? Um, mm, Yeah. Um, oh, they've got the odds up now, so I'm gonna go through them. The one is Enjoy at 16 to 1 with Kent DeZomo. The two is Forge Steel at 18 to 1 with Edwin Gonzalez. The three is Finger at 5 to 1 with Kieta Tosaki. The four is Subsanador at 26 to 1 with Mike Smith. The five is Marla Chuck at 47 to 1 with Umberto Rispoli. The six is Original Sin at 21 to 1 with JJ Hernandez. The seven is Hit Show at 9 to 2 with Florent Jarou. The eight is British Isles at 75 to 1 with Diego Herrera. The nine is Navajo Warrior at 7 to 1 with Micah Husbands. The 10 is Full Sereno at 16 to 1 with Joel Rosario. And the 11 is Knight's Bridge, even money. He's the favorite with Junior Alvarado. So that's the line. We still have about 15 minutes left for this particular race. So I know the one horse was scratched last year, so it'll be interesting to see how well it does in this particular race this year. Um, and again, this is a big race because this is the in and when and you're in it for the Breeders' Cup Classic. This is the classic that they're competing for. So, and like I mentioned before, I will be talking about the Breeders' Cup in the next few days to kind of catch up on where we are and who's in it and who's in what division and just kind of bringing everything full circle. And as we know, the Breeders' Cup is October 30th and 31st. So, um, there's a lot, uh, there's a lot to be said about that. So, anyway, the next race after this will be the last race of the night, which is the Del Mar Mile stake race. We will go over that uh, in a little bit, talk more about the race itself and who won last year and whatnot. Um, Same thing I've been doing most of the day today. Uh, see. I'm still looking at the horses because this is a big race, and I'm still trying to figure out if I see anything that kind of stands out and says, hey, other than my two dudes, my two boys, which are um, Kent DeZomo and Umberto. The only one that's not here that outside of Kent, Kent has been, oh, he has a story. I know he has a story. He has been suspended so many times. Um, but he's such a great jockey. I mean, I followed his career for quite a bit since I've gotten um, into horse racing, and you can't leave him out. You just can't. And despite his challenges, I think he's a great jockey, and I will put money on him every single time. I don't care. Um, I won't say he's necessarily an underdog, but he is an underdog, you know, and I like rooting for the underdogs. And I think you might be able to pull this one off. I don't know, maybe. Mm. The only other one that I really have to say I like in this, I think I mentioned it, was the nine horse. But again, we'll just have to see. Um, I'm just saying I don't think we can leave out the three, but mm, and my only other jockey here at Del Mar, it would be Victor, but Victor Espinoza, but he's not running in this race, so he's my other go-to guy. So yeah. Um. So what did I say? The one for sure, the five, and the nine, and maybe the three. But I'm not gonna put. If the three comes in, it's just I just. Okay, so in race 10 at, what did I say? The one, the five, and nine. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. We'll have to definitely see what comes in. So, how much time do we have left? Let's see. We've got 8 minutes left for this race. That's all I got. And if something else wins, it wins. I mean, you know. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm still, I believe it or not, I'm still looking. Um, mm, yeah. Let's see. I have nothing else. I'm still looking. Okay. I got nothing else. I could sit here and I could stare at it all day long, and it's just not gonna change anything for me. So I'm just gonna keep it just like it is. Yeah. Let's see. Um, what else I got? What else do I have? I don't think I have anything else. Well, while we're waiting for that, we've got 5 minutes left to go. I'm gonna give you the details for the last race at Del Mar, which is race 11. It's a $300,000 purse, and it's the Del Mar Mile, going 1 mile on the turf, and there are 12 starters in that race, and looks like, oh, the 10 was scratched, so the 10 has been scratched. So there are 11 starts in this race now. And oh, there's Victor. He's in this race. Okay. Well, let's just focus on Del Mar right now. I mean, on Del Mar, on race 10 right now, and then we'll move on to race 11. We still have 4 minutes left to go. Uh, so let's see. Let's see. Okay, so next Saturday, we got quite a few races coming up. Of course, we've got the Trevor's race, a grade one. That's a $1.25 million race that's coming up. Um, the Ballerina Stakes that's coming up. Um, the uh, Jerkins Memorial Stake Race. That's a $500,000 race. These are all grade one races. Uh, Farango Stakes, that's coming up. Um, the Personal Insignia Stakes is also a grade one. That's a $500,000. The Lake Placid Stakes. So we've got several stake races that are coming up. The big one is the Trevor's Stake Race, which is the 157th race, and it's considered the Midsummer Derby, and it's at Saratoga. So, um, and of the races, it looks like three of them, maybe four, are going to be part of the Breeders' Cup qualifying races. But we'll get more into that next week. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'm just mentioning some of the races that I probably will be covering. Most likely, I will be covering these and whatever other races that aren't mentioned here that are coming up next week. So let me see where the horses are. Okay. They are heading, look like they're heading to the gate. It is now post time, but they're giving the players more time to spend their money. That's for sure. They are loading in the gate now. Del Mar does not waste any time. They're not like the other tracks where they take the time before, after the post time has passed. They are heading into the gate. Right now, Knight's Bridge is the favorite at even money. Yeah, I think they're all in.
They're off in the Pacific Classic. And Malarchuk comes out strongly, joined on the far outside by Knightsbridge, who will be prominent early. And there, too, is Full Serrano and British Isles as the field races past the stands for the first time. And it will be Full Serrano to take the lead. Knightsbridge well out into the track, running in second. Forge Steel third to the inside. And then comes British Isles, followed by Navajo Warrior, and to their inside, Malarchuk. Finger is in behind that group, and then comes Hit Show, Sub Sanador, Joy, as they make their way into the turn. Original Sin is the trailer. The opening quarter mile was 22.68 seconds. Full Serrano and Knightsbridge are making the pace here in the Pacific Classic, clear from Forge Steel. Then it's British Isles and Navajo Warrior on the outside. Malarchuk is next. Down toward the rail, Hit Show, 6 lengths off the lead. And then comes Finger and Sub Sanador. It's 5 to Joy and 4 to Original Sin. Oh, they've blazed a half mile here in 45.45 seconds. And Knightsbridge is taking it to Full Serrano up front. They are nose to nose at an electric pace up the backstretch. And Forge Steel is 2.5 lengths off of them. British
Right
Isles is
now
ridden
it's
to go.
11,
Navajo
10,
Warriors under a
2,
ride.
and
Then
8.
Malarchuk, Hit Show being ridden too. They make their way into the far turn, and the battle continues. It is still Full Serrano and Knightsbridge, and they've run 3 quarters in 109.53 seconds. And these two are 4 lengths ahead of Forge Steel as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Malarchuk is next in Hit Show, and they're still going at it as they turn for home, and Knightsbridge is getting the better of Full Serrano. Knightsbridge has taken a clear lead here with 1 furlong to run. Full Serrano is back into second. The filly Almond Joy has made a run for the back of the pack with Original Sin. They're now third and fourth, but there's no doubt about the winner here. Knightsbridge and Junior Alvarado romp home in the Pacific Classic. Original Sin got second, and then it was Full
Yeah.
Serrano and Almond Joy.
Yeah. I did not put Knight's Bridge in there. But I want to know who came second and third. Oh, it came
Number 11,
11,
Knightsbridge was first.
6,
Number 6, Original Sin was second.
10,
Number 10, Full Serrano was
1.
third. And number 1, Almond Joy was fourth. Hold on.
I don't think I mentioned any of those. I don't think I did. Because they were not in my pick. What did I have? 1, 5, and 9. No, wait, race. Yep, 1, 5, and 9. Race 10. Not even close. Not even in the money. Okay, well, it bees that way sometimes. I was not close. All right, last race of the night. This is um, the Del Mar Mile Stakes, like I mentioned before. It's a $300,000 race. It's going a mile on the turf, and there are 12 starts, and I believe one of them has been scratched. Yes, the 10 horse has been scratched. So let's find out a little bit more about this stake race since it's the last one. Might as well. Might as well end with a bang. Del Mar Mile Stakes. Oh, it is a grade two. It's a grade two. So we got 29 minutes. Okay. The Del Mar Mile is a grade two, and it's for 3-year-olds and older, and is run exactly 1 mile on the turf at Del Mar Racetrack. It's one of 4 graded stake rates on the card today. The others we've already seen, which was the Pacific Classic, which just ended, the Del Mar Oaks, which we saw earlier, and the Green Flash Handicap. Why is a 1 mile turf race interesting? A mile turf requires an interesting combination of speed and stamina. And they've always said whenever you go longer, a mile or longer, it's, I want to say, less about speed and more about stamina, because the horse has to be able to maintain uh, stamina as they're going that length. And as you know, as it gets, the distance gets longer, they have to have that stamina. Um, a, a horse at a mile generally it's enough speed to stay reasonably close to the pace and enough stamina to finish strong. Tactics can be very important, especially when horses are bunched together turning for home. That's why we hear the term turf miler, because some of the horses are more effective around this distance. This is not a win and you're in it challenge race. So the Delmont Stakes race today had one. No, that's not what I want to know. Okay. Wait, so I want to know how many or which races are part of the Breeders' Cup Challenge, because I mentioned before that um, the Breeders' Cup, the Kentucky Derby, the Travers Race, the big races are all on the East Coast. These races, they are still stake races, but they're still part of the Breeders' Cup. Well, I'm sorry, Breeders' Cup is not all on the East Coast. That is on the West Coast. Forgive me. I completely misspoke on that. So the Del Mar itself has they had the Bing Crosby Stakes, which was a grade one. It was part of the Breeders' Cup division, the sprint division. August 1st, they had the Clemente L. Hirsch stake race, which was also a grade one. That was part of the distaff division. Today they had the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is a grade one, which is part of the Classic, Breeders' Cup Classic division. They also had the Green Flash Handicap, which is a grade two, which was part of the Turf Sprint division. Then next week, they have Del Mar Handicap, which is a grade two um, turf division. And also next week is the Pat O'Brien stake, which is part of, it's a grade two, which is part of the dirt mile division race. So, um, so next weekend is going to be quite a weekend as far as big grade one and grade two stake races. Um, so we're going to be there. We're going to be talking about it. So I don't know if this is next weekend or races that are coming up. The San Diego Handicap, the Rancho Bernardo, and Del Mar Futurity are part of the Breeders' Cup uh, Dirt Dozen bonus program, but they are not part of the automatic win and you're in it challenge races. Okay, so there you have it. So let's see, how far out are we? We've got 21 minutes. So, oh, they've got the live odds up so we can go through it now. We've got Cable Spirit at 4-1 with Mike Smith. SEAL Team at 12-1 with Joel Rosario. Um, Artistless, Artistless 16-1 with Julian Laperoux. Freedom's Not Free at 33-1 with Emicio Jaramillo. Detain at 7-2 with JJ Hernandez. Sinsel at 27-1 with Kazushi Kimura. Almendrez at 5-1 with Antonio Risu. Astronomer, yeah, Astronomer at 39-1 with Victor Espinosa. King of Gosford 5-1 with Umberto Rispoli. Twirling Point 23-1 with Ricardo Gonzalez, and El Potente at 7-2, which is the favorite, and that is Hector Burros. So that is the lineup for the last race at Del Mar, and the 10 has been scratched. Let's see who was in the race last year. We'll cover that too. Okay, let's see who. Okay, so Nesso's last hurrah was scratched. Um, it was at 15-1. Cabo Spirit with Mike Smith at 6-1. Uh, Amandreas, and that in this, he in the same new racing today? Wait, let me see. I just tried to read the same name. Yeah, he ran last year, so he's in this year's race too. Amadeus at 5-1. Formidable Man at 5-2. That was with Rispoli. Uh, Such It with Paco Lopez at 15-1. Zaya Joe at Cal Fry at 12-1. And King of Gosford, Flavian Pratt at 3-1. So let me go see if I can find. Oh, I think I'm looking looking at the wrong. Let me do it this way. I forget. 2025. See if this will let me do the full screen because sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know what is causing it not to do the full screen.
They're off in the Del Mar Mile.
See, won't do
Cabo
it either.
Spirit immediately to the front. Z.O. Joe's got some early foot as well. There's King of Gosford out third on the far outside. His formidable man is taken back, and Almendaris passes him from the rail. And a little bit tight at the back of the pack there is Souchet running up on heels in last position into that turn. Souchet steadying there as Cabo Spirit takes charge at an even pace into that first turn. On top by a length and a half to Almendaris, and King of Gosford heads apart second and third. And moving up on their outside now is Z.O. Joe. Down toward the inside, it's Formidable Man and Souchet the trailer through a 23.77 opening quarter mile. Cabo Spirit on top by 2. Z.O. Joe now up into second on the outside. Almendaris is third down toward the rail. And then comes King of Gosford. Formidable Man in behind horses with 5.5 lengths to make up. The trailer is Souchet as they continue their journey toward the far turn. The half mile was 47.08 seconds for Cabo Spirit, who heads into the turn a neck in front, prompted by Z.O. Joe on the outside. Almendaris is 2 lengths off of them. King of Gosford is outside a Formidable Man. Around the far turn, Mike Smith and Cabo Spirit continue to lead the way. They're going to try to take them every step of the way in the Del Mar Mile, and they're into the stretch. And it is Cabo Spirit. Formidable Man is making his move on the outside. Down toward the rail, it's Almendaris, and then comes Z.O. Joe. Cabo Spirit taken on. Almendaris and Formidable Man go by. Formidable Man has taken the lead, and Formidable Man wins the Del Mar Mile. Almendaris was second, Cabo Spirit was third, and Z.O. Joe was fourth.
So who did I say was on? Who did I say was on Formidable Man? Oh, Umberto. So he won last year. So let's see if has the ability to win this year. So we've got 13 minutes left. I've been talking about the Breeders' Cup, and I've been sharing some of the videos. Uh, let's see, Wild Again. I don't know if is Wild Again in. I don't know if Wild Again is in the Breeders' Cup. Let's see, this year. Oh no, this
It's
is
a beautiful day
19.
in
I
Southern
guess it's
California
not in
for
the
the
Breeders'
inaugural
Cup.
Breeders' Cup.
It was just a few years previous that they started talking about it. This Breeders' Cup Series, $10 million, one day, 7 races. Not in my lifetime. At the time, there was only $1 million race in the country, and that was the Arlington Million. I just couldn't envision one day with $10 million on the line, 7 races, and of course, culminating with the Breeders' Cup Classic at $3 million. And Breeders' Cup week, I didn't have the mount on him. Eddie Maple was going to ride him. Eddie had a call on track Baron, and I was able to make connections of Wild again and secured the mount, and he just ran the race of his life.
And they're off in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and Muggety up to take the lead. He's bearing out now as they pass the stands the first time.
Muggety, he was in there for one purpose, to make sure that there was a realistic pace for a slew of gold. Going under the wire the first time, Muggety seen something inside. He kind of ducked out a little bit. When he did, Wild again took a step out. I was laying second at that point, and as soon as I moved my hands on this colt, he locked on and just sold out. He's running off around the first turn, which was not by design.
And Wild again emerges with the lead. Precisionist on the outside. Muggety toward the rail. The first quarter, a snappy 22 3/5 seconds. They enter the backstretch.
And he was trying to run out, run off, doing everything wrong in the body of the race. We turned for home, and here comes Slow Gold run up on the outside of us, and I thought for sure he would throw in the towel that day, but I don't believe I've been on a horse that has tried any harder than he did that day from the quarter pole to the wire. He certainly refused to give it up.
They're in the final furlong. Wild again, desperately holding on to the lead. Slow Gold is right there in between horses. Gate Dancer on the outside. What a finish. Wild again. Gate Dancer, Slow Gold in between them. Those three in a dramatic finish, and here's the wire.
We went under the wire, and of course the numbers are flashing. Inquiry, and Angel claimed a foul on both Lafitte and myself. After looking at the film for I think 9 or 10 minutes, which seemed like 9 or 10 hours, it was a long time in coming. But they took Gate Dancer down, decided that he contributed to the bumping more than Wild again, and left us up for the victory. That race in and of itself certainly boosted my career to the next level, and subsequently had a tremendously successful racing career.
Now, the interesting thing, well, there are a couple of interesting things that I found about this particular race is the fact that all the numbers were the same color. And that is not the case today, because each horse has a different color on when it comes to the races now. Even if you can't read the number, you can look at the color and tell which number the horse is based on the color. So that I found really, really interesting. The other thing too, and I'm trying to figure out who the jockey was that was talking. I'm not sure. Oh, that was Pat Day. Yeah. Yeah, he was definitely, that was definitely him. And this was in 2016.
The 2016 Longines Breeders' Cup Distaff was set to be a matchup of two of the best, the Queen and the Princess. Undefeated Songbird facing off against Queen Bee Beholder, multiple champion, and trying to go out in style.
She is married
but Beholder's
to
campaign
an
was
urchin.
an interesting
He's a
one.
trainer.
We didn't see the Beholder that we had seen in years past, say when she won the TVG Pacific Classic. She was coming into the distaff off of a pair of defeats. So the question was, does she still have it? As they went into the starting gate at Santa Anita, we hoped that the battle would unfold, and that is exactly what we got. Open out of the starting gates to the roar of the crowd, it was Songbird underneath Hall of Famer Mike Smith that got to the lead, and Beholder sitting in her nice garden spot. But it was around the turn that you could feel the energy from the crowd, hoping to get that matchup, that battle that we wanted to see. And what happened? We got exactly that.
Songbird is taken on now, and here comes Beholder, and a confrontation of champions as they come toward the top of the stretch.
I will never forget the feel of the crowd, the energy in that moment. The two Hall of Famers, Mike Smith, Gary Stevens, the undefeated Songbird, the champion, the Queen Bee, and Beholder, coming down to the wire.
And here we go. Songbird set down. Beholder is alongside. Forever Unbridled is 2.5 lengths behind them. Furlong to run. Songbird, Beholder, they are nose to nose. This race living up to its expected.
Oh, wow.
It's Beholder. That is so close. It'll take the photo to decide for sure.
Her number was posted. I get chills even
Wow.
talking about it, because what she had done in her career, winning a grade 1 at 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, she went out in style the only way Queen Bee would.
Wow. All right. That's awesome. How much time do we have left? We've got 6 minutes. So, Cody's Wish. Now,
couldn't
I
bring this
remember
up.
Cody's Wish, and the owner of this horse.
I know people said fairy
Yeah,
tale around this story, but that's what it is. Just walking up to him, I mean, your knees get weak. I know what it does for Cody. We've seen him go through so much. It just flattered us beyond words how you got a racehorse named after your son.
They're off in the dirt mile.
When they went by us, the energy that you get from that, is incredible. You can't describe it.
Cody's Wish in the blue colors, blazing by horses on the far outside.
That whole place erupted, and it was like a tidal wave coming to us. They were nose to nose, so I knew it was going to be really close.
It's Cody's Wish and Cyberknife. Slow down ending in between horses. Down to the final 16. Cyberknife on the inside. Cody's Wish on the outside. They're coming down to the finish. Here's the wire. Oh, the wish has come true. That one's for you, Cody.
I couldn't tell he won. And all of a sudden, all these hands were smacking us on the back and hugs and people just crying everywhere around us. And I knew he won then. I made a point to thank Cody's Wish. I said, he picked us. We didn't pick him. We were at the farm for the Make-A-Wish event. Kept tugging and tugging, and he come up, kind of sniffed around on Cody and just laid his nose in his lap, and he's done it every time since then. Incredible.
Yeah, I remember Cody's Wish. Cody's Wish, that horse actually went on to do amazing, amazing things. I don't think the son has survived, um, but his legacy will live on through that horse for sure. For sure. Okay, so we've got 4 minutes to post. I know I didn't say anything about this particular race because the one who I would bet on would be Victor Espinosa on the 8, and I know that would not make any sense whatsoever at 45 to 1. I don't know why Victor's going off 45 to 1 in the first place. But yeah. Um I'm looking at his horse to see. I don't know. Let's see. And again, I heard a sound, but don't, mm, I don't know. At 2 minutes. Looking to see what the horses are doing now. Yep. They are making their way to the track. Like I said, this is the last race for today. And this is it. They are heading to the gate. Get ready, get in line. Oh, and they're making their way in. Okay, they are all in.
They're off in the Del Mar Mile. And Cambo Spirit goes straight out to the front from his inside post. Freedom's Not Free's going to go with him. So too El Potente on the outside, and they're clear of King of Gosford, who's away running in fourth. Astronomer is fifth. Then comes Detain. Break of another four back to Twirling Point. Artislas. Sissel is next by 3, and then Seal Team and Almendaris. It is Cabo Spirit and Mike Smith making the pace in the Del Mar Mile. They're on top a length and a half to El Potente in second through a 23:09 opening quarter. Freedom's Not Free is third. Then it's King of Gosford on the outside. Break of 2.5 to Astronomers. Tracked then by Detain up the backstretch. And Detain's about 7 lengths off the lead.
Right now
After
it's
that,
one,
Twirling Point.
12,
Sissel in
4,
behind them.
and
Then
9.
Artislas. Seal Team is second last. Almendaris is last of them all. 14 lengths from top to bottom. 47:08 for the half mile. Cabo Spirit and Mike Smith head into the far turn in front. With El Potente 2 lengths behind in second. Freedom's Not Free and King of Gosford in behind them. Then Astronomer. On the rail, it's Twirling Point, still 6 lengths behind. Detain in behind that group with Sissel. Artislas is going up outside of them. Can Cabo Spirit keep on going? He's going to turn for home with a 4-length lead in the Del Mar Mile, drifting to the center of the track. Cabo Spirit, the one to catch. El Potente is second. King of Gosford is third. Then Detain, Astronomer. They're coming to the last 16th of a mile. And coming up the
Stop,
fence, it's El
Rispoli.
Potente. On the
Why
outside,
do you
Cabo Spirit between them.
Rispoli?
King of Gosford. King of Gosford got there in the Del Mar Mile. Detain came on late. He got second. Then El Potente and Cabo Spirit.
The U-Man has had a day today that was a pretty darn
Total
good
finish, hold all
race.
tickets, final time 1:34.22.
I'm trying to see who came second and third. The 9 definitely won the race. It looks like 5 and 12 or 12 and 5. It's between those two. Oh no, that's the 1. Where'd I get 5 from? Oh, because the 5 came up. Yeah, it's between. Oh, it's a photo for. Maybe he didn't win. Oh, so we have to wait and see. I gotta wait and see who won. I thought the 9 horse won the race, but maybe he didn't. That's very possible. Hmm. Oh, he did win the weights. It came
Number
9,
9, King of Gosford, was
5,
first.
12.
Number 5, Detain, was second.
Well, that was an interesting day. I had a really interesting day today. And I want to thank all of you for joining me. I appreciate it. Um, I will be back here to do it again next week. And if you enjoy my content, please like, share, and subscribe as my channel grows. I appreciate it. Until then, I look forward to seeing you um, next Saturday. There's going to be, as I've mentioned, several grade 1, grade 2 races that we are definitely going to be covering. And I am going to sign off now. Uh, I have nothing else to say. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention, but that is about it. And that's my spiel for today. Until next week, enjoy your time. And again, happy racing, and I'll see you soon.